Yo, all right. So this is out of the Falcons camp, and I'm just gonna say this, man. I am. I'm not disappointed, but I will say this. I probably am mad as hell. I'm probably mad as hell for this, but should I really be? Should I really be disappointed? Should I really be upset? Should I be pissed the freak off? Probably so. Let me get these out the way quick. All right. I'm gonna get these out the way. All right. Braylon Trice and Raheem Morris, they're saying that training camp is more of a realistic expectation for him, a realistic goal expectation for him to look forward to. Obviously OTAs has began, and a lot of people probably looking at him at this particular point and seeing when and where he's going to be able to fit in with the Atlanta Falcons. And again, we're talking about Braylon Trice. Braylon Trice coming back from a torn ACL, the second year pro. What's going on, Ghost Peppers? How y'all doing? Here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Come tell your friend to come chat, not only Falcons football, but NFL football, Georgia Bulldogs, as well as Georgia Tech. We're going to do a lot of stuff, including the wrestling fans out here. So do not fret, my pet. All right. But again, Raheem Morris said that Braylon Trice, you look at what he's going to be, they expecting him to be ready for training camp. All right. He's a second year edge guy for him. Ryan Nuzul is at practice with the Falcons today, but won't be added to the roster until he signs his tender agreement. Okay. Ryan Nuzul is expected to replace Keyshawn, what's going on, pimping, to replace Drew Dahlman as the starter for the Atlanta Falcons. Also, I saw some bullshit on Twitter where this motherfucker, I'm not even going to mention his name because he's an absolute piece of absolute shit for saying this, but he got the Falcons offensive line ranked at 18, okay? Let me say this again, y'all. Let me say it again. This guy has the Atlanta Falcons offensive line ranked at 18. Yes. Let me say this again for probably y'all probably ain't hearing me. You probably ain't paying no attention to what I'm saying. Hit that like button. All right, please hit that like button. But this guy has the Atlanta Falcons ranked at number 10. How you doing, Sonya? That's pretty much disgusting. All right, that's pretty disgusting. So, Christy, how are you doing, lady? But again, go over a few more notes before I get to the nitty gritty. All right, the nitty gritty is why I got to speak on here. Don't speak on this, and excuse me for this, so Southside. But I'm gonna go off on this particular. Y'all already know the title, and I'm definitely gonna speak on this. But Braylon Trice expected for training camp, not OTAs, but training camp. They're expecting him to be at training camp. Raheem Morris, Ryan Nuzul is practicing with the team today, but he will not be added to the roster until he signs his tender. But I ain't got nothing nice to say about this. I really don't. I don't look. I'm just gonna be honest. All right, so let me just read this off for you guys, and I will have the after the end of this particular show, I will have it. I will have it linked in the pinned comments for you guys, so you can check it out for yourself. But Mark Raimondi. We had Mark Raimondi on our show. We did an interview. So if you did not see that interview with Mark, he works for ESPN. He reports for the Atlanta Falcons. If you don't know, and now you know, he has a book out with the Atlanta Falcons. But he have a book out right now about the NWO. All right. It's an excellent read, but it's based on the NWO and how it kind of shaped the world of wrestling and just the world in entertainment in its entirety. So y'all check that out. But Mark Raimondi, yeah, Mark Raimondi did a video on that, but he is reporting that that piece of absolute garbage, Kirk Cousins, right? So this is what Jeremy Fowler had to say. He said Morris says that he did not see Kirk Cousins here today, which is funny. All he had to do is just, all right, let me just move on. But Penix is the guy he is clearly the guy, but he was reporting that Kirk Cousins did not show up today. And Jeremy Fowler says while the Falcons are prepared to hold on to Cousins a while longer, Cousins sending a message that a reunion will be difficult. Meanwhile, the quarterback market is dry, say Pittsburgh options scarce. So it's really hard for me. First, I got two points. The first point, I'll go in detail with that probably at a later time. But I just got to say, see, this is the reason why we had that show last night, and I was trying to tell y'all the reasons. I have plenty of reasons not to trust Raheem Morris. And last night, you heard what I said. If you did not see last night's originator show, I told you guys that this guy is a Kyle Shanahan and Mike Shanahan disciple. Okay? He learned quite a lot from it, and he's really close with Kyle Shanahan. I don't trust Raheem. Don't trust him. When you are best friends and good friends with Kyle Shanahan, can't trust you. Will not. I don't give a damn if you give me $1 billion. I'm not going to trust you because I know him and his daddy look, that man stunts like his daddy, okay? Kyle Shanahan be stunting like his daddy, well, guess what? Raheem Morris is almost the exact same person. That's just my opinion. Y'all don't have to agree with it, but I'm going to tell you right now, this dude's a jackass. And for a jackass like Raheem Morris to get behind a jackass like Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan, okay, to get behind this dude, yeah, that's a whole nother problem. But why do I have a problem with this? Because guess what? Kirk Cousins was the same person that was, yeah. He said what? Kirk Cousins was the reason why the Atlanta Falcons were winning last year. Kirk Cousins was the reason why we were winning last year. Mr. Tactician, how are you going? Carlos King, how you doing, sir? Like I said, Corey, what's going on? Flag, what's going on? But this is the reason why I got a problem with this. You stuck up for Kirk Cousins. You said the Atlanta Falcons was the reason why the Atlanta Falcons were winning so many games. You said that. You took it. You said Kirk was a good guy. And you doubled down on it. And we still got people doubling down on the fact that Kirk Cousins is allegedly a good guy. And we're seeing time and time again what this dude is showing you. He don't pull down his panties. He don't pull down his buckles. He don't pull down his drawers, whatever the three you wear. He done pulled them down and showed the fans, showed the organization his ass to kiss. And like this, the great Christie says, Catfish Kirk better be exercising it on for preseason before old man arthritis get in. Look, that dude ain't nothing but an absolute piece of garbage, man. I told this dude ain't nothing but a FBI informant. This dude is an FBI informant. This dude came in, got his money. He wanted a paycheck. He pretended to be down. He's a hip hop legend. He up here talking about, I'm gonna go in your chap and take your chap and be like this, dance around, put gold chains around the neck, put all this gold necklace, gold teeth, and all this other shit. And y'all bought it. Meanwhile, this dude is up here catfishing the whole goddamn organization and whole fan base and not showing up to OTAs. You're supposed to be doing what's best for the organization, doing what's best for the team. Now this son of a bitch done had $300 million. If you have made $300 million, ain't nobody asking you to kiss nobody ass. We're asking you at the tender age of 36, soon to be 37, to pass it on, pass the knowledge on. And the first day you have an opportunity to sit down with the teammates in the organization, you say, nope, kiss my natural white, black, green, purple, because ain't nobody telling him, look, he'll change the color of his own ass to save his own ass. This dude has been an absolute jackass. We sitting up here still trying to figure out who the hell told lies, because this dude done lied about, oh, I'm hurt. Oh, I'm healthy. Which one is it, motherfucker? You said you was healthy. You said you was healthy to get the contract. Everybody's saying otherwise. And then you wait till the goddamn season end and say, you know what? I wasn't healthy. I got hurt in the Saints game. And then it gets in the free agency when it's time for you, when it's the off season, you put out a message telling other organizations that, you know, I was hurt, I'm gonna have to rehab. Which the fuck is it? Which one is it? But we got our head coach he got behind this guy. He got behind this guy time after time after time and doubled down when, even when this dude was throwing 5 interceptions in the damn game, 4 interceptions, 3 interceptions. This man had 10 interceptions in what, 4 or 5 game period, and our head coach took after him time and time and time again. He lied to us. He lied to you. He lied to the organization. He lied to the fan. He lied. This man has gotten caught in so many fucking lies, and Falcons fans are still trying to point the finger at everybody else, the defense and Jimmy Lake and everybody else, when this dude has lied. He blatantly lied, and he continues to lie, but we sitting up here saying that, oh, he's a nice Christian guy. If that's what fucking Christianity got for me, fuck him. But I know everybody ain't like this absolute piece of fucking shit. You can kiss my natural ass if you say this guy's a good guy. He's a selfish, low-down piece of absolute garbage. And guess what? The Shanahans produced it because they drafted him. Oh, do we got to bring that up? Yes, the Shanahans drafted him. And Raheem was right there with him. You see why all of this mess and the bullshit is beginning? All of this stuff, y'all starting to see why Man Mike is so pissed off about Raheem the quote dream and Kirk Cousins, catfish Kirk. Y'all wondering why? Now y'all starting to see and feel me. Now y'all starting to see and feel why I never trusted him. Gemini Man, how you doing? Sterling Woods, how are you doing? This man lied time and time again. This man said we was one quarterback away from getting to the playoffs. He brings in a quarterback. The quarterback plays good for about 5 to 7 games, pretend to be injured, or he is really injured. And then the head coach is taking up for him time and time again when he up here bouncing balls like he goddamn playing cricket or something. Didn't do nothing. He looked at him. But I'm supposed to trust Raheem? I'm supposed to trust Kirk Cousins? Well, we don't know if this motherfucker injured, hurt. We don't know nothing about nothing. And then here we go, 2025, the Falcons saying, nope, we're going to hold on to you. Guess what he says? Nope, I'm not going to show up. Carlos says, we need Raheem to start keeping it real. Thank you, sir. But I'm afraid it ain't in him. Just saying, bro. I want to be proven wrong on Raheem. I really do. I really hope he is a good coach. I really do. All this stuff that he's saying in the press conference, me and Jeff are really good friends and we have the same goals and we have the same priorities. Yay! I'm supposed to believe this for what? I'm supposed to believe in Raheem the Dream when he can't even talk to the guy that he's known ever since Washington days. Let me say this again. I'm supposed to believe in Raheem when he can't even control the guy that he's known since his Washington days. He can't even get this guy to come to training camp. A quarterback, nonetheless. You picture this shit. Picture a backup quarterback for another organization saying that, nah, coach, I'm not gonna show up. Let me say this again. Picture a motherfucker who just came and sat on your motherfucking couch, asked to live in your house. Say, and you ask him to, can you take out the trash? Can you wash the dishes? Could you do this? Can you go to the store for me? And he look at you and say, bitch, I ain't doing nothing. Picture that. This is what Kirk Cousins is doing to our head coach, and our head coach ain't doing shit about it. This motherfucker done came into the Atlanta Falcons house, took $100 million, stole it out of your purse, pretended to be hurt when he wasn't hurt, or he was hurt and pretended not to be. Whatever the hell the case may be, because we still trying to figure that out. He done came in your house, say he was going to do that, and then you got your hand out expecting him to do that, and then he said, nah, I can't do it. I forgot to tell you, I'm on disability. But you promised the Atlanta Falcons that you was going to give them some money for staying in the house. You did this. You did this. You did all of this. I'm supposed to trust the head coach that can't even trust the motherfucker he's known for over 10 years. I'm supposed to trust him. This man up here making Raheem look like an absolute fool. He can't even get a backup quarterback to come to the OTAs. So what are we doing, people? What are we doing? Tell me as a fan of this organization, that does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel good when your backup quarterback say, bitch, I ain't doing nothing? It's embarrassing to be sitting and listening to our coach take up for this dude for 10 straight weeks, for 9 straight weeks, that we had to hear this. We had to hear this, that Kirk Cousins was the reason why we was winning. This motherfucker had one more win than what Arthur Smith did, and Arthur Smith had worse quarterbacks. But we're supposed to be happy with Kirk Cousins and Radio Raheem. I'm supposed to believe in this. I'm supposed to believe in the don't don't believe the hype. Because all this is hype and bullshit. I'm still up here. This motherfucker can't even convince his quarterback that he convinced to come here to come to OTAs and be of service to the youngsters, to be a good leader. You ain't even got to come to OTAs and work out. You could just come to OTAs, share a little bit of knowledge to guys like Easton Stick, Michael Penix. You could do that. But where is Kirk Cousins? Just saying, y'all. At some point, we got to start looking at Raheem for what it is. And stop looking at this man like a big booty chick off Instagram that got 500 million, goddamn 500,000 damn Instagram followers. We got to stop looking at this motherfucker like he's the next big thing, like Brock Lesnar. We got to stop looking at this person like he is the new LeBron James and call it for what it is. We keep looking at people for potential instead of what they actually doing for us. This man's job is on the line because he believed in somebody. Think about that. You believe that this dude was going to do his job, but he ended up doing the complete opposite. And instead of Raheem saying, nah, you're not going to put my job on the line by being stupid, guess what he does? He doubles down on the person that fucked him over. He doubled down on the person that screwed him over, made him look like a fool. Kirk Cousins made him look like a fool, and he said, Kirk is my best friend. Kirk Cousins is my best friend. He's my best friend. You can't even get your best friend to show up to support you, to support the team. He up here talking about changing his shoes and man, y'all heard that? This Negro up here talking about, I gotta change shoes because I can't pay. I don't care about no fucking changing no fucking shoes. You better change that motherfucking defensive line. The fuck I care about you and your changing your shoes because it's muddy outside. Beasley said, I'm starting to dislike Raheem's voice. Bro, look. If I hear a head coach talking about I gotta change my shoes because it's muddy outside, y'all think I'm lying? Throw your hands in the air if you heard that Negro said that. Okay? Throw your hands in the air. Put red, black thumbs or something up. If you heard him say that in that live press conference, talk about, guys, I need to change my shoes. Nigga, it's football. You're a head coach of a football team, and I'm hearing you saying stuff like, I gotta change my shoes. Yeah. I'm just saying, yo. I'm supposed to be proud of my head coach when he talking about, guys, my shoes are dirty. I gotta change my shoes. I'm just I got a brain fart, y'all. Excuse me. I don't want to hear none of my defensive tackles saying, my shirt is dirty. I need to change my jersey. Huh? I'm not making this up. Because he wears some Jordans outside or whatever. He he up here telling the damn media about him and he need to change his shoes because it's wet outside. Oh my God, bro. One said he need to change his song. Bro, like I said, I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but y'all need to go see it for yourself. This is what's happening. And all y'all people up here, look, I want him to succeed. But what the evidence is saying, okay? This goes in science, this goes in court, this goes in life. The evidence is overwhelming at this point. That this dude is nothing more than an FBI agent. This dude ain't nothing but catfish. Look, catfish Kirk. He don't look, as far as I'm concerned, he done taught catfish Kirk how to be a catfish. I'm ready to see Jeff Orbit slap the hell out of Raheem. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am looking for that. I really hope that what Raheem's scheme and this zone blitz scheme, them playing a lot more. I mean, you saw that Jerry Gray said that he's going to try to get this Atlanta Falcons team to play more man coverage. I really hope that's the case. A little bit, be a little bit more physical. I really hope that to be. I believe that Jeff Ulbrich is going to have this defense ready to play a little bit more physical. I really believe that. I just hope all those guys be able to work well together. And that's Raheem, that's Jeff Ulbrich, as well as Jerry Gray. Nate Ollie, all those four guys be able to work together in order to build the defense that we all want for this team. This man said, man, they $250 niggas, so I don't want to I don't want to step in the mud. I mean, bro, again, if you don't want them to get muddy, just don't wear them. It's called football. That just tells me where look. If I gotta explain this, I don't know. I really have a hard time when we talk about guys that's supposed to have a football mentality. Shoes is the least of my worries. Shoes are the worst. This Negro literally volunteered that he got to change his shoes because he's worried about him getting dirty. Why is the head coach even thinking about that? Fuck them goddamn shoes. I want a fat, stinking slob on that defensive line. I want him bathing in mud, okay? I want our defensive line spitting in the face of a quarterback. I want him poking his own eyes out if it's necessary. I want a motherfucker that's crack cocaine out on the defensive side. I don't want to hear none of my defensive coaches talking about I need to change my motherfucking shoes. Dre says, after that ninja said I needed to go change my shoes at the press conference, I would have been like, well, then the press conference is over with. Go check. Look, I want nasty, fat, stinking slobs. I want criminals that are spitting their own mama face and step on the knuckles of an infant, okay? On my defense. Anytime I hear a nigga talking a Negro, a person, it don't matter. Anybody on the defensive side of the ball talking about changing shoes because they don't want to get them dirty is getting fired off my team. Look, girl, you better say that. You need those swap meet shoes on Parker's car, bro. They were waterproof. Look, that's what I'm saying. Bro, you better come now. Look, if you know you if you know you're a football coach and you know you're going to coach football, why are you dressing nice? That's what I want to know. Put a motherfucking Falcon t-shirt on, put some slacks, khaki shorts, and some dirty ass shoes that you know they gonna get ruined. Why are you trying to dress? Why are you trying to dress nice to coach football? Rich, what's going on? The fuck I need to look good to play. You think Deion Sanders gave a fuck about looking good? Primetime said he looked good because he played good. If you play good, you look good. You look good, you play good. But I didn't hear Prime saying I'm about to do my nails because my nails are dirty. Huh? I don't remember Prime saying that. And Prime is look, Prime is Prime. I don't need like Ron always say, I don't need my coach wearing thongs. I got everybody should have some shoes that they know they're gonna fuck up in. Okay? I don't need my coach thinking about that. Just saying. So when it all comes down to it, like Kirk Cousins, you got Kirk Cousins not showing up. It's just not, it doesn't, we can sit up here and try to pretend, but this does not look good for Raheem. And Lord, please do not let this team suck. Because you talking about rioting, they gonna riot. Falcons fans are not gonna be okay with this team. I mean, the defense. And that's what I mean most. I don't think Falcons fans are so focused or worried about the offense. We want defense. And we want it now. We want defense and we want it now. And I don't got time to wait 2 more years for Raheem to finally get it together because he done fired another defensive coordinator or whoever the case may be. I ain't got time for that. We as Falcons fans ain't got time for another 2 to 3 year possibility that we might possibly be a top 10 or top 15 defense or a top 20 defense for that damn matter. I ain't got time to wait for his possibilities. I don't. You don't. Yeah, the rumor is that Aaron Rodgers stalled out with the Steelers are going, and Steelers quite possibly look into trading for Kirk Cousins. And quite frankly, I think that's a good idea. If I were the Steelers, because that crackhead and I'm just gonna be real, allegedly, okay, that dude on something. That dude ain't something real off with Aaron Rodgers. Something really off. I don't know if them damn frogs he been licking or whatever the hell he been on, but that dude been acting like a damn Charles Manson disciple. That's what the fuck he been looking like. And if I were the Steelers, you didn't draft a young quarterback at this point in time. Look, if Aaron Rodgers is that guy, so be it. But I'm not taking just Aaron Rodgers. Y'all hit that like button, man. Appreciate you for continuously supporting your boy here at Man Mike Sports on Holy Alliance at Atlanta Falcons Nation. But I'm not here. Look, if I'm the organization, I'm not cool with just being okay. This guy hasn't even been to OTAs. Like Aaron Rodgers hasn't been to anything. So it is a possibility, in my opinion, especially when you still got a guy like Kirk Cousins that hasn't showed up to a lot of events with the Atlanta Falcons, hasn't been in the media, given any advice. We haven't seen or heard anything. So Kirk Cousins still in his feelings about it, and the Atlanta Falcons are steadfast on what they want. They want a team to at least take some of that money on from Kirk Cousins. And I wholeheartedly agree with them with that. I'm keeping Kirk Cousins. But a part of me is like, if the Falcons needed him to step up in the place of a Michael Penix for whatever reason, I do not believe Kirk Cousins is going to do his all. I think he will purposely screw this Atlanta Falcons team over just because he's that type of person. That's just my opinion. And like I said, there's no proof that he's an absolute piece of garbage, but his actions have said as such. I believe. I mean, he wants to go to the Vikings, but the Vikings don't want Aaron Rodgers. They don't want no problem. They don't want nothing to do with that dude. And to be honest, if like you got young players, I wouldn't want any of my young players around Aaron Rodgers. But at this point, I would rather go with Eastern Stick than Kirk Cousins because I do not trust Kirk Cousins at all. I don't trust this dude. He's already showed me that he's not trustworthy. He doesn't do what's best for the team. He's only look as long as you paying him, he's a real good guy. As long as you saying that there's never going to be any competition surrounding that position, he's a real nice guy. As soon as he starts struggling, that's when you see the real. That's when you start to see the real him. So, like I said before, I don't trust nothing about Kirk Cousins. I don't trust nothing. Say he's low key been screwing us over since he got here. I mean, the very shit. The motherfucker talked too damn much and got us damn draft pick. Ever since Kirk Cousins been here, it's been a bunch of BS. Hey, Hattie, what's going on, girl? Ever since he's been here, it's been nothing but garbage surrounding Kirk Cousins. Nothing. We've had a few highlights, but for the most part, it's been absolute trash. And look, I don't trust this dude. If he messes up with any opportunity with the Falcons, he ruins the chance of being picked up. Going to see Arthur Blank do another interview during the summertime. yeah. Bro, look, like I said, I don't trust him. Don't trust him whatsoever. If I was the Atlanta Falcons, I would just get Eastern Stick ready for that backup role. Because Kirk is not going to restructure his contract. We know that for sure. He's waiting for the Atlanta Falcons to release him. Kirk is overrated. He won 2 playoff games in 10 years. He doesn't play well in the playoffs. That's for sure. I mean, and like I said, he's one of those guys that can put up some decent numbers, but when you need him the most, chances are he's not going to do it. It's not going to happen. He's not going to do it. I don't believe just Kirk is just a nice guy. Sorry. I don't believe Kurt is a nice guy. A guy that's making that a guy, and see, this is why I think it's greed and selfishness. Dude, you've made $300 million in your NFL career. Don't try to sit up here and tell me that a team have done you wrong, that the NFL has done you wrong when you have made over $300 million. You made more money salary than Tom Brady, and you want to pitch this narrative that the NFL and teams have screwed you over. Man, you don't suck the biggest elephant nut sack available in existence. Okay? If you don't get out of my face, with that nonsense. You shouldn't even be uttering the fucking words of any organization screwed you over when you've made over $300 million in the NFL as your time as a quarterback. Get the fuck out of here. If anything, you should be trying to pass that knowledge and what you've learned to the next generation. But no, this son bitch still sitting on the sideline like somebody done did him wrong. But guess what, Mike? Money doesn't change you. It makes you more of a person than you already are. The root, the love of money, and everybody has that part of them where, we can be egotistical, we can be selfish at times. That's in anybody. This ain't just the Kirk. Some of us more than others. Some of us, it comes out a lot quicker, faster. Kirk Cousins is just one of those guys that portrays to be such a great guy. All right. He portrays to be such a great guy, and he does everything but be a great guy and be a mentor to people. You know how many, like Matt Ryan is not getting paid to be a friend to Michael Penix. Okay? Michael Vick isn't being paid from the Atlanta Falcons organization to be a great friend to Michael Penix. Mike Vick is not getting paid. He's not getting paid to be a friend and a confidant to Michael Penix. Joe Horn wasn't paid by the Atlanta Falcons to be a great friend and a teacher to Roddy White and those Atlanta Falcons receivers during his time that he passed the knowledge on. He didn't get paid for that. He did that from the kindness in the bottom of his heart. And you got Kirk Cousins that's made $300 million, but he's still up here talking about, the Falcons screwed me over. I was blindsided by this. Oh, God, I was blindsided. How dare they do me like this? This man got $300 million riding a motherfucking Bentley if he wanted to. Staying in $1 million home if he wants to. But I'm supposed to believe that the Falcons screwed you over? Man, get down somewhere. If I see your ass eating pig ear sandwiches, excuse me. If I see you were eating fucking pig egg sandwiches and fucking peanut butter sandwiches, maybe I'll have some sympathy for you. The fuck out of here with this nonsense like the Falcons just done screwed you over. Motherfucker got 300 and 200. He probably got, I know this dude got well over $100 million in his bank account. Talking about the Falcons screwed him over. Man, you don't sit your goofy ass down. Made so much money in the league, but you acting like somebody screwed you over. Like it's going to be the end of the universe in the world because the Atlanta Falcons drafted a guy like Michael Penix, who's younger, who got less miles on it, on this, and you sitting up. It's not like Kirk Cousins is 30 years old. This dude 36, about to turn 37, acting like he still got 12 years to play. Yes, Joe Horn is JC Horn's fault. He went to Cleveland to eat Chipotle because look, he tried to play that same. He tried to play that little damn. He tried to play that same nonsense that he did with everybody else. Try to play the nice guy. This is where you look at who Kirk Cousins is. Like he tried to be a politician. That's all he is. Kirk Cousins is nothing more than a politician. Kirk Cousins is nothing more than a politician. If I know I've had my day, and realistically, Kirk Cousins is never going to be a Hall of Famer. Never. That's just realistic. Just gonna be honest. Realistically, he'll never be a Hall of Fame, and he does not have the credentials to be a Hall of Fame. Nothing wrong with that. So that's one thing. Kirk Cousins is not realistic in who he is. Pitts and McGarry aren't at OTAs either. Yes, we know. Quarterback should never not be at OTAs. Let me say that again, okay? Quarterback should never not be at OTAs. There is no excuse for a leader and leaders of the team to miss anything. Okay? The leaders of the team should never not be at OTAs unless it's something they're doing interviews or family emergencies or whatever the case may be. A quarterback should never not be at every OTA. Backup quarterback, second quarterback, and starter quarterback. None of those guys should ever miss anything when it comes down to being at camp. Unless he's recovering from a shoulder injury, a shoulder surgery or something, every quarterback should be at OTAs in every practice. If Jake Matthews is there, no one has an excuse. Look, I agree. But it's my opinion that if you are a quarterback and you already making $50 million for being a guy that throws for just 3,000 yards in a season, you getting $50 million just for throwing 3,000 yards in a season. And you telling me that you can't show up to any? No, you need to be at damn near every one of our practices, meetings, phone calls, everything. If I'm paying you that much money and you've been paid, leaders should set the standard. Thank you, Gemini man. Thank you, sir. Picture Michael Jordan not showing up to anything and saying, I'll be there when I get there. Man, get out of here. Picture LeBron James doing that. Everybody be looking at LeBron James like he fucking crazy if he decided to do that. Nah, I'm not gonna show up. Y'all go practice. I'll just sit over here. Where you going for Kobe Bryant staying not only during practice, but after practice and before practice, hours and hours before practice, to guys like Kirk Cousins not showing up because he is upset or whatever the case may be. He's just not there. Picture Kobe Bryant not showing up to Lakers at practice and in events. Man, get the fuck out of here. We got guys up here taking days off for what? Getting paid hundreds of $millions to take days off. Man, please. Imagine if Brady never showed up. Come on, Keisha. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Cafe Kirk should know by now that no one wants him as QB1. Somebody needs to do an intervention. If he doesn't, that's just honest. You got to be real. This is what I mean. Kirk ego is getting the best of him. Bro, you not that. You are not who you think you are. You are not who you think you are. Because if he see what he saw last year and you want to be honest, you want to tell me that you can still get another, you still think you can play the game the way you play the game, when we saw not only with the Vikings, but we saw it here firsthand in Atlanta where physically you could not do certain things. You got to be real with yourself. You are no longer that type of quarterback that a team is going to commit to you outside of 1 year. You are no longer that. So let's be real. This is what we're talking about, reality. And like I said, we can say all we want to say about this, but this is not a good look for Raheem when you spoke highly of this guy. You said if we got a better quarterback and we had better quarterback play, you said with your own words, this team is talented enough to get in the playoffs, and then your quarterback comes in and play like absolute crap, cost us draft picks, cost us money, and we didn't have any of that, and we still right now we were forced to bench this guy. This is not a good look. And y'all can sit up here and say whatever the hell you can sing Negro spirituals for Raheem all y'all motherfuckers want to. But this Negro, this person here and Mad Mike ain't buying it. The actions of these two have said a lot. So let's be real with this. No quarterback that isn't, when you talk about a quarterback, a leader, okay? You talk about a leader. No leader, even if it's voluntary. Okay? So basically organized training activities. Okay? Organized training activities. That's what OTA stands for. So basically what it is, just you're prepping for the up and coming season. And this is why OTAs is great. You're not even there. Because of a quarterback, if this organized training activities, these are the formations, these are the small things that we're going to see as time goes on to get them prepped for the season. This is why I don't believe that this is why I believe personally no leader, no quarterback shouldn't miss this. You need to be having a conversation with your wide receivers. You need to have a conversation with your offensive line running backs. You should never miss any time as a quarterback, ever. No excuses. Everybody else should be, I don't care if a tight end, a running back, an offensive line, let them miss days. But a quarterback should never, ever miss this time, period. But OTAs is a very important part to the team's preparation, okay? It's vital. And there are players on a team, specifically quarterbacks and the offensive linemen, that should not. They may not understand how to get through this. And this is why having a veteran quarterback is very important. How to pace themselves, how to go through the OTAs and pacing yourself. This is very important. I tell people all the time, I started out before I was trained by a few people with scouting. I did some of the dumbest things. Man, I looked up so many damn players. I think I did like 250, 300 players. Just scouting 300 players in 1 year. And I said to myself, after doing all that, and then we may drafted 4 or 5 players out of those 300, I said, never again. I'm going to dumb this shit. I'm going to dumb this down. And I'm going to create a better process for myself as a scouter. So, no, I'm not even doing that anymore. I'm looking at what the players that we don't have, which each team doesn't have, what their needs are, all of that. I'm not blindly scouting 300 players anymore. And this is a thing that a lot of veteran players can offer to these guys. They can tell you, hey, don't do this. This isn't necessary. You save this energy for a training camp. These are the things that Kirk Cousins can provide to a lot of these players. But if he's not there, these kids could be up here running themselves ragged, running themselves rough for no reason at all. How to conserve your energy, how to get through all that. This is why having a veteran quarterback is important. And do not forget to hit that like button. I appreciate you guys for joining us. But the Ladybirds, the AFN, I'm sure at some point they're going to have their topics and things to do, but no. Nope. Got a problem with that. So, like I said before, I am going to give Raheem, Jeff Ulbrich, Jerry Gray an opportunity to get it right. That's all we want. That's all we want as Falcons fans at the end of the day is an opportunity to get it right. Right? That's what we got. That's what we're going to continue that's what we're going to continue to look and hope for. Is these guys is just to get it right. That's all. As Falcons fans, we just want to get it right. So if that's it, man, that's all I got to say about that. Like I said, Falcon season is getting closer and closer. It's getting closer and closer, and they're going to continue to develop our young guys. I'm excited about obviously the DBs, the defensive line, especially. I'm really excited about that. But I'm as a quarterback, man, I'm excited about Michael Penix. Still got a ways to go, but I think he'll be fine. If you guys have not seen that, short my expectations on what the Atlanta Falcons are going to look like this year. If you haven't seen that poll, check out that poll here at Mad Mike Sports, and what you personally expect from Michael Penix and how many yards. I say about 3,500. I'm looking at 3,500. That's the magic number for me that I'm looking for him. I think he can obtain, and if he is the guy that we believe him to be as a phenom, now he can definitely go over that. But the 3,500 yard mark is where I'm looking for him to either obtain or get close to. That's my magic number for him. So I'm saying about 3,500, somewhere in there, and about 20 to 25 touchdowns and around 10 interceptions. That's what I'm expecting him to be. I don't really like getting into records, but if I were to do that, I'll say about 11 and 12. That's a magic number for myself. I just think that we are better. I think we have the better squad in the NFC South. The Saints have no idea what the hell they doing there. What they super sweet quarterbacks they got down there. That team is old. The Bucks still think they are valuable. They still got some value defensively, offensively, obviously. With Baker Mayfield, Evans, got a young wide receiver there. Don't know when if Chris is going to be back and if he's going to be healthy. Their running game, their offensive line may have gotten a lot worse, but we'll see as far as that is concerned. But yeah, man, I think the Falcons are going to take it. So that right there is my take. Williams is 11 and 6 this year. Like I said, I think that's a good number. as far as the Falcons are concerned. And like I said, I'm not necessarily looking for a certain amount of numbers. I just want to see the defense improve. I want to see the coaching staff improve because I think that's where everything begins when we talk about success. We so focused on, drafting the right players and whatnot, but we have to change our mentality as fans and kind of give these coaches, we got to get them the business, man. Y'all can't keep allowing nonsense. We can't allow nonsense. And hell no, we don't need no Devondre Campbell. All right, fuck no. We don't need that problem back here. Hell no. Hell no. No Devondre Campbell. A dude that literally walked off the field. I don't give a fuck what his reasoning was. You walk off an NFL field and quit. I'm good on that. So hell no. We don't need no damn Devondre Campbell. Absolutely not. All right. Like I said, Raheem needs to get his head out of his behind at the end of the day. I believe this Falcon team has enough talent on all three phases of the football to at least get 10 wins, but we will see about that. We could have had that number last year, but some things from the coaching side did not work out. But like I said, we'll see. And that's the bottom line because Mad Mike said so. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you're new to the channel. And that's all I got to say. I'm out of here, man. Peace.